morning and be all welcome again to a new program of Pilar Navarro Show. Today we are concerned with the never-ending controversy among the most learned people over England. Yesterday night, in the ceremony of Chaucer's annual awards, Sir Thomas Challoner heated up the debate with his strong accusations against those who keep on using and defending the use of Latin words. Let's hear what he actually said.
Your attention, please. I just want to say that such men who lead our fight, men do not call them philosophers of the people. Rhetoricians of these days think themselves semigods. They make their weapons with words taken of strange languages as if it were the only thing to do, to fill their books with incorrect terms.
With these words, the discussion was reopened again. But this is not all. After the ceremony, in the backstage, we asked one of his fellows, Sir John Check, a purist by nature, what he thinks about all this controversy. Here is what he said.
I'm of his opinion that the round tongue should be written clear and pure and unmixed with words of other tongues. For then does our tongue naturally embrace a good meaning. If a word of a round tongue could serve us to feed a word of our own, or if the old-fashioned ones could contain an easy Disney, we should not boldly venture of annoying words.
Well, the defenders of Latin got really angry in the face of all these purist words. They say that they don't tolerate the expression in corn terms and attack them back, saying that they are too old, archaic, old-fashioned, conservative. As you can see, dear spectator, there's not gonna be an easy way out to all this mess. Well, today we've got a really special guest, one of the most respectable men in London. He is the translator of Chaucer's civil conversations. Let's all welcome Sir George Petty. Good morning, Sir Petty. Welcome. Thank you for being here in our Pilar Navarro show. I can imagine that you heard Challoner's words yesterday in the ceremony, don't you?
Well, yeah, unfortunately I did. I cannot believe there are people like that living in that country. Let me remark that for the barbarousness of our tongue, I must say that it is much worse for them. For Challoner, Cheek, and all men who think like them. There are people who call a word derived from Latin an incorrect term, because these words are insolent from the ears. But from my part, I use them as little as any, and I find a fault in myself that I don't use them.
May we all know, what do you think about the opinion that we should enrich the English tongue only with English words, getting rid of all those words from Latin?
Look, it's impossible. The language is already so full of Latin words that we cannot express ourselves without using them. Indeed, this is the right way to enrich the language. Wherefore, I marvel how our English tongue has cracked its credit that it might not borrow of Latin as well as other tongues. I don't know how we should speak anything without blacking our mouth with ink. Long use has made these words current, so why not use them to derive the words? Why shouldn't we do as much for the prosperity as we have received from antiquity?
What a deep question. Well, your opinion is also the opinion of the most liberal, trendy people in the country. I think it is interesting here to note the case of Thomas Whistle. Do you remember him? He was a famous scholar from London. Let's remember what he did say just 1 year ago.
Among all other lessons, this should be the first learned, that we never affect any strange incorrect term, but to speak as is commonly received, neither seeking to be overfine, nor yet living over careless, using our speech as most men do, and ordering our wits as the fewest have done. Some seek so far Icelandic English that they forget altogether their mother tongue. And I dare to swear this, if their mother were alive, they would not be able to tell what they say. And yet, these fine English clerks will say that they speak in their mother language.
This is what he said in his book Art of Rhetoric. It was one of the strongest attacks against these terms, and he was one of the main executioners against these incorrect terms. But something has happened. Let's listen very carefully what he claimed yesterday in the ceremony.
It is familiar among the best writers to reserve strange words. It is well done to use them, and no mandarin can be charged for any affectation when all others are agreed to follow the same way.
It's pretty clear that this man changed his mind. Mr. George, what do you think about the huge difference between his opinion in the past and his opinion nowadays? Why he made up his mind?
Well, I strongly believe this is the path that everybody will have to take someday. It's impossible to get rid of all these Latin words, and also it's impossible to express all the concepts with English words. So people by little will have to get used to it and accept it. I think that Thomas Wilson is a very good example of what everybody, including Challoner and Chick, will have to make.
Well, we have no more time. We have to finish here. Thank you very much for your assistance, Sir Petty. You can come back when you want. Thank you to you. Well, we will be paying attention to the next days to see what happens with all this entire linguistic plot. Thank you for your time, spectator, and have a really very nice day.